Oh,
Genius Juan buff, Cyclops.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
could be. There's a lot of area of effect now. A little bit more single target would be good. So we're heading into the drafting phase, and it's going to be zone.
What about
over here on the blue side? Oh, my key pick of the day. I'm still looking for Sicilian.
The clouds are ever shifting.
That makes more sense, I think.
Steadfast.
I could make a case for both of you guys. I think we're all evenly, like, the possibilities are endless. So Grok and Fanny still getting taken out consistently by teams here in the wild card. The Uranus gets banned out, and Sora, as you mentioned, Eterna, will get taken away by Leon. They'd rather not have that available in the draft.
But what's been quite 50-50 has been the Jushin, right? Most of the times we do see it being let go, and it's always prioritized in the first pick on Red. So I'm wondering, with the Jushin, this is going to leave up a few options, right? We've seen the Yves being a potential pick, the Kimmies, and I don't know, maybe the Kaditas even, but I don't know if it's their play style per se.
Yeah. Out of the suggested picks there with the Kimmy, Eve, and the Kadita, who would you think could be good here for zone?
Yeah, of course, I think Eve, right?
Yeah.
I think it's so prior right now, this current patch, but keep in mind, right, Valentina is also can be an option here for the opposing team, but zone will look to prioritize pick up the Kalea first.
But with the Kalea pickup, I feel like the Valentina still might show up here for Leon later on. If they have a few more ultimates that they could take away, should be really good. With the Yuzong taken out, we're not going to get the classic Yuzong YSS here, but the Lapu Lapu's open.
Among the plains.
Oh, but no, they go for the Eve here.
Yeah, the Eve gets picked up here. I was wondering, right, because Agi has such a deep hero pool. He's used a total of 5 different mid lane heroes so far here in the wild cards, above the rest right now. But the fact that he went for the Eve, it's a lot more stable. But next up that I'm looking at is more into the gold lane, because usually when we see the Eve pick, we see heroes like the Claude being one of the ways to kind of counter the Eve and try to cancel the real whip manipulation as fast as possible.
Mobility, right? Claude, very easy to dive in and out as well. It seems like they will block the Lunox and the Lancelot here, so it's direct approach, right? Zone, they want to get invasive early. Sure, Lunox takes more time to pop off, but with the Kalea and the Lancelot combo, it's going to be very nasty here during fights.
Yeah, exactly. 2 Ls make a W, and their damage contribution here should be really great. They go for the high loss instead, which I think theoretically does pair up very well with the Eve in terms of just having their ultimates together layered, but usually when you see a Kalea on the other side, there's really only 2 roamers you can pick up. It's either that high loss or the Gatot Kacha with a Revitalize, because Revitalize is what they're going for. The bans here for Leon. They still need an EXP later in both teams.
Lapu is still up, you know.
We've seen a lot of Esmeralda.
Oh, yeah.
CC even in certain cases. What else? Lapu Lapu, yeah. I think those are the... I've been wondering where Glue is.
Yeah, same. We have not seen Glue at all. We saw him a little bit more in GOF, but like here, he's just been completely gone. Well, Ruby gets taken out. I think they were thinking that it's still going to be a double fighter setup for Leon.
Yeah, still could be with the YSS in the jungle and the Yves in the mid lane.
I think it's definitely an approach here from Leon. So Team Zone, they're just trying to eliminate more variables here and entering the second phase. But what's for Leon though? I think the mobility from the side of Zone is quite fast.
Yeah, tough thing, they need some really solid catch, but I think they're close to out of option.
There you go.
Them picking up Esmeralda feels like a sure sign. They most likely will pick up the Lapu Lapu at red 4.
What about Arlet?
Ah,
They need crowd control, I agree, right? So Arlet just makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. So in terms of the top EXP laners, we have Lapu and Arlot available. So Arlot maybe for Leon so that Zone gets a Lapu, or who do you think who would take which? Like which hero should Leon pick more?
Thing is, my biased opinion, I would rather go up against an Arlet than the Lapu Lapu. I think Lapu is much more annoying. So.
Yeah, I guess laning phase, that makes sense, right? His power level 4 spike. Oh, there you go. So the Lapu Lapu just get banned out.
Yeah.
So Leon is forced on...
The Arlot.
There must be someone else.
Wait,
Is there someone else that we're missing out here? I mean, Uranus is gone. Sora's gone.
Oh, I mean, Phobius is something that we've seen a few teams pick up.
Against a Lancelot, it's
Very
good call there. So yeah, they will go for that approach. You know, not much crowd control, but it's hella annoying.
Yeah, but it seems like Team Zone did this knowing that the Phobius will most likely go to Leon, because our lot usually does not have the best matchup against Phobius in lane and even in the bigger team fights of it all. Unless Zone is preparing a different EXP laner pick here, they might have just lost that lane.
They overthink it, right?
Yeah.
Sure, if they are willing to sacrifice their EXP lane, they gotta have compensation here in that gold.
The problem is Bankai's heroes are all gone.
Oh, they're all
Save for the
gone.
Arlet.
Except for the Arlet.
Phobius, Yuzong, Esme.
Right.
Those heroes have been taken away. There
There
you go.
it is.
Finally, the glue pops up.
Okay, so it seems like we finally have a bit of a confirmation as to why Glue's been gone. Everyone else is a priority. Glue is like, hey, I'm kind of out of options. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pick up the Glue. That makes sense.
And then we get the Claude into the Yves, and obviously into the Claude, we get the carry.
Yeah. So matchups all good. Hard for me to really decide here who I lean a bit more towards. Do you guys have any preferences already?
I think if we're talking about drafts, I gotta side with Leon here, at least for game one. I think it's more solid, right? More balanced and more direct.
If we're talking about laning phase as well, I think Leon has an upper edge. We're talking about mid, we're talking about gold lane. But in the grand scheme of things, if Team Zone can look for opportunities and moments, they have lots of wombo combos going on for them, and it could work.
Okay, but it seems like, with that being said, the lineup of Zone might be just a little bit more difficult to pull off compared to the lineup of Leon. And historically, the simpler lineup wins. Welcome once again to the third day of the wildcards. It's Zone versus Leon in a Group A where nothing is decided just yet.
Everything is still up on the table, and as we get into the game, we are getting a little bit of more of a feel as to what these players are thinking. We have two Purifies from the side of Leon here, understanding of the potential wombo combos that could happen. But yes, I agree with your sentiment earlier, Renmar. I do think that the composition is a lot less difficult, I would say, for LEON Esports, but already a quick flicker in the early stages.
I think that's a good example of what we mean by Leon's lineup is a little bit simpler to pull off. They already forced out the flicker from Bright.
That's important as well. Both roamers, rather, right? Popping their flickers early here, but everything is stable. Take a look at Lancelot here. Very cheeky rotation.
And if we're looking at emblems here, a breakdown into the gold lane, it looks like both players are prioritizing. Oh, wait a second, Kenny's caught a little. He's fine for now. But back to that, a little bit more emphasis on that 1v1 control. It's very unique because we have seen different emblem sets for the gold laners.
Oh my goodness, Agi does not have time to pop the Purify. Heck, the damage will come through either way, and that will be first blood for Zone.
Yeah, I did not expect that to actually happen. I thought he'd still find a way to get away, but I think Agi just did not want to commit that Purify anymore.
Yep. Getting to that level 4 quite soon. You can see the rotations happening. But I don't know, I feel like yesterday's Claude, when he went in for the fighter emblems, that sustain that he was able to have, and the fact that he was able to sustain in early game team fights gave them a lot of more activation in the early game. Why do you think that they prioritize for like the classic emblem set instead of that?
It is interesting. You guys were able to point out, wait.
Line order, mid. That's going to be Bright here. Oh, stunned up. That's going to be Water picking up the kill. That's LEON Esports equalizing on the board.
A lot of unexpected aggressive trades in the mid. A little bit too over-aggressive, which means Leon now has control in Turtle.
This is what we were expecting though, right? With the mid-prio for LEON Esports, they're going to be able to settle and set up for the Turtle a lot quicker than Team Zone. But the one thing that was really surprising was Team Zone getting that kill in the first few minutes of the game. So a little bit of a mistake perhaps by Leon, but not so much that they don't have a ground in the early game.
There was something that you pointed out yesterday in the quad game as well, that it was a bit more active in the map. Hopefully we get to see that again, because it seems like that's the strategy that works out for Claude here in the wildcards. Is even if you're only just 2 items in, you have to be going out already. Aki!
Again?
Abusing the spell, providing the damage there. Team Zone now looks to recover after that first neutral objective loss.
Unfortunate. And those two deaths were given to Zesora as well as Kenny, the two cores, the two players that you really don't want those resources on. And unfortunately, that early lead at LEON Esports, they've given it over back to Team Zone.
Perfectly timed on the flicker there. Bankai under the turret will take death there. LEON Esports, man, both teams are trading punches.
Yeah, going a little bit faster than I expected to, which, I mean, the betterment for all of us makes for more entertaining to watch and to cast. So, in terms of the items, still, Dreadnought armor already for the glue. No full build just yet on the side of Leon in terms of full items. Some key components already, but this is a bad start for the EXP lane of Zone with significant progress already made in the field.
What do you think about the matchup, the glue and the Phobias?
Well, so far for Bankai, because of that one error that he did, I think he was a little bit too overzealous there. He burned out the flicker, but he gave a kill, and it led to that. So far, Juviana's been wrecking him.
Oh, Bankai has a flicker. Will try to survive this gank, and he will for now. 10 seconds on the clock, though, for the second neutral objective. Law and Order on towards Kenny, has the Order of Brilliance, but here comes the reinforcements. Real world manipulation. Jinzu helps to revitalize it in time, but Zexara will take that kill. Now Zexara into no man's land will be taken down. That is not worth it for Team Zone.
Did not expect this start, right? Zesora feels like he's always very on point, and I guess LEON Esports are doing a really good job at trying to punish him in his movements, but that's two turtles already given over. Team Zone seems like they still want to go for that head-to-head kind of strategy, not looking for anything else on the map. And considering their composition didn't really favor them to begin with in the early game, I'm wondering what their plan is now that they've lost both early neutral objectives.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a win elsewhere. Brilliance already popped in the mid just to escape. Juviana still continuing his trend of dominating performances in lane. This has been a point of a pain point for Team Zone. Bankai's EXP laning, like individual EXP laning, has been very shaky. And yet again, it's showing up in this game.
The laning phase. Mirko's like, laning phase.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess we're seeing it come through right now. Team Zone, what's the plan? Do you want to play to the gold lane now that it seems like the EXP is not something that they can really hold on to?
Yeah, I think they should. It seems like the early kill that Bright had, the fact that his flicker got forced out in the first minion wave, hurt a lot of their chances in the first 2 minutes. So, yeah, if I'm Team Zone, just look at K and said, please carry us. I'm never doing that again. I'm so sorry. I'm not. That was good.
That was good. Peep Lamage though, no Purify top. An attempt, but now Bankai isolated here somehow. And seems like Bankai will not be able to escape. That's going to be a kill over to Leon. That's going to be the real world population alongside the Glorious Pathway Path. Right? All alone, taken down as well as Leon will fight still with 5 members on the board as Team Zone outplayed again.
Yeah, 2-4-0 trade, 1,000 gold enough for Leon in the first 7 minutes of the game. This should be effectively translated over to the next neutral objective. Zesora should be fine. I think one of the good things I would say that we can argue for Team Zone is the fact that Zesora is still leveling with water, right? They're both at level 10. We've seen Zesora look for a lot of, objective steals. Is that something that they want to do now?
3 turtles in hand for the side of water. Kenny has one target in mind, and he will get it. That's going to be Leon, though, looking for the recovery. Take a look at that. Agi will take a lot of damage from K as 2 members off the board for Leon now. Kenny, will he survive this? Juviana is on him. That's going to be a 2-for-1. Juviana all alone, and Team Zone will lose the turtle, but they will take the fight.
Hey, that looked really good there for Team Zone. They knew that the real-world manipulation of Agi just was not up yet, and they decided to fight into it. Great rotation by K, perfect blazing duet taking Agi out, who was just desperately waiting for the RWM to come back, did not get it. And as expected, the trend continues. It's Claude being active with just 2 items, going around and joining the fights.
And we've seen this a lot, right? Corrosion Sight and then the DHS, or the Golden Staff and then the DHS. I think it really allows the Claude to come online a lot quicker. Very interestingly enough, so not too stuck with the trio, the Swift Trinity
Yeah.
build is what I'm trying to say. So we saw that damage again in K. It's the double K combo from Team Zone.
Yeah,
Just
still.
again, just abusing the purifier, right?
Yeah.
Once you dive, Agi practically has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And Team Zone, they realize that and just
team turret has
capitalizes
been
so far.
destroyed.
Sure, they're still behind though, gold-wise.
I mean, there could be a discussion later on about if should. Oh, whoa, 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 Juviana!
Oh, that's a dive. That's going to be knocked up as well. Take a look at Juvie. Benkai, though, in the front lines, right? Taking some EK. Waiting for the right timing. Blazing Duet finds the mark. That's going to be a killing spree. Looking for the double. He will find the double as Team Zone. They look shaky in the early, but mid-game, they are different.
I really was about to say that LEON Esports were trading really well, right? Despite the loss of the tower on the bottom side, they were able to take that turret up top. But what was Juviana thinking? Did he think that he could flicker out in time?
Yeah.
All in all, it resulted in K now holding 4 kills.
Felt like that was just a really unfortunate timing that his shoulder tackle, the animation locked in when the Phantom Execution was already there. It's like, oh no, dude, you're gonna get caught in no man's land. I don't think that was the intention of Juviana. It was just incredibly unfortunate, and Team Zone pounced.
Okay. Things are, heating up quite a bit, but also leveling out. LEON Esports' early lead shrunk again. Team Zone now holds a little bit of that. If we're taking a look into a recap of certain items, we do see now that Kenny has the Divine Glaive, so expect a little bit more damage coming out from that as we take a look into the replay.
Yeah, so it looked like that was post-shoulder tackle. Banka and K were ready. You see, K was really waiting for it. He stood there, then he BM bind in, and then he used the Blazing Duet. So great patience.
Oh, two-man stunt there with the Mount Shocker, but nothing comes out of it as Team Zone, they got the Lord.
Did they overcommit trying to defend that tower in mid? They used the real-world manipulation, but the Lord is coming here.
I think so. We didn't get to take a look at that earlier on, but the Lord should be melted. I saw Lamage pick up that DHS earlier on, and I'm wondering whether or not my favorite item will be built.
What's your favorite item?
Chastise Pauldron.
Ooh, chastise.
Nice.
Sure. Okay. I mean, I don't see it a lot, but I think the value will be big time.
There you go.
Ah, there. See, just called for it.
Law and Order, stun. Brian, I don't think Brian can get out from that. So that's a free kill for Leon. But Team Zone, they know that nothing really comes out of it, right? They're still in control. Map control is still theirs, but you can't do that too often.
Wonder, did he really just get caught? Did he overstayed? And at the end of the day, the result is he got taken down. And hey, look, another pauldron this time by Jinzu. So just when you call for it, everyone starts building up the pauldrons. Right in time for the carries, as both K and Lamage have already locked into their trinities. Why do we not call it trinity? I don't know. And they're on their way to their 4th item.
Three what?
Trinity.
Trinity. I like that.
This is why I love working with Eterna. She laughs at my jokes the most.
Wow.
I can laugh too.
Wait, I'm never gonna forget that face that you just brought up, man. That's gonna be burned in my memory for both good and bad.
But let's talk about win
You're welcome.
cons, right? Because if teams don't really want to close this, they don't have as much range to work with as compared to Leon. Wait a second.
Oh, that's going to be a Tsunami Slam. Jinzu takes a lot of heat. Man, that's going to be Lamage finding the outplay. He will, too, be taken down, though. Take a look at the back. That's going to be Bunkai taken down. Lunox doing work with the Trinity. But it seems like the damage will not be enough as LEON Esports. They will re-engage. As Agi will be taken down as well. But that's a triple from water. 4 bodies of Team Zone are down.
4-for-2 trade, and you think that Team Zone, they were the ones to kind of look for something with Bright as well, being able to pick it up, but what was that, Renmar? Why do you think that Team Zone lost that? Lack of damage output?
Yeah, because K went down way too quick up against Lamage. I can't recall if Lamage also went down in that fight, but that little duel between the Claude and the carry. K looked so confident with the Blazing Duet, but once the ultimate was popped, both of them just fell down too quick. It seems like without the Claude, they lose a significant amount of their damage, even though Lance, and to be fair, the Lunox does a lot, they really need that Claude alive.
Because I think Kenny was there for just a bit, but he also got taken down like mid-fight.
Yeah.
So then they lost everything. And considering Leon Esports also, Lamage went down after the Cloud went down, but I guess they still have water, who, as you can see, the items are really building up, right? I think next item would be BOD at this point after the Malefic Roar.
Could mean then slightly better positioning from the main damage dealers of Zone is required as Leon marches in with the Lord. 13 minutes into the game, Leon loves to pounce.
Yeah, they know Lancelot is stopped. That's why they want to force a fight here.
Agi!
Uh-oh, Agi. That's the sun. Right. Flickers the wrong way. That's going to be the Tsunami Slam coming through, but no damage though. Right, still survive. Take a look at the top lane. Kenny taken down by Lamage. But the top lane will fall for Leon, and that will be Leon losing an inhibitor, but they will take the bottom side.
Wait, Leon, there's a lot of members here, but I don't think they have enough minion waves to go for the full end just yet.
Yeah, they have the defense there, Blazing Duet just to clear, but Jinzu takes a lot of damage there. Will survive for now. 90 seconds still on the clock for the next Lord, but both teams here losing an inhibitor.
That was like the experience of Zexora Eternal. The fact that he read the situation and said, you know, you guys are going to be fine. What do you mean we're going to lose? No, I'm going to take their inhibitor. I'm going to back off. Everything is going to be chill. Still, Team Zone cannot completely chill just yet, but that increased their chances. Zone has 7 towers broken to Leon 6.
But remember, luckily for Team Zone as well, because of that movement from Zexora, despite them losing their inhibitor turret as well, unfortunately for Leon, it's on the opposite side of the next Lord. So it is something that they can utilize to their advantage. They have Zexora to, you know, push in that far lane. They also have K in certain situations to, if they want to risk it, they can also utilize him to clear out that far lane and utilize that and put Leon Esports' late game to the test. Like, how good are you at these Lord dances?
Oh, Bankai with the blade armor now, though. I think he's really just going to be looking to put himself in front of Lamage to stop him. And we've seen this enough globally that even that item on a glue up against a carry is enough to ruin the team fighting that Leon has. But again, it looks like they're good with their YSS. Oh, Jinju's going for it?
Yeah, no BMI here. K will slide off to safety. Bankai though, that's going to be Tsunami Slam on towards one. Leon from an angle finds 2 men. Sabatini in the back alongside Bankai finds 2 members. Leon Esports now will look for the collapse, but Jinzu will not be able to hold on. Lamage all alone as K and Zexora finds a wipeout for Team Zone.
And that is gonna be it. They have the minion waves healthy. You put a highlight on them. Double K delivering the Game 1 W here for Team Zone, just like that.
Beautiful. Wow, okay. Even when we were talking about the issues or like the challenges, not the issues, but the challenges with the drafts from Team Zone, it all led up to one moment and a split-second moment of decision-making as well, where Team Zone with Zexora, so those are the 3 heroes and the 3 players that we were talking about even before the game, right?
Yep.
Zexora and the double K combo, they really, you know, they really... Oh, what's wrong with him?
They embody the carry mentality. Leon, of course, I think it was really important for them to get that win. We're going to have to revisit the results. Maybe that's going to help us recontextualize the emotions right now on the side of...
Did they have to win 2-0?
Like sweep? Let me double check.
I mean, I understand, right? That was so close. Everything went according to plan for Leon. We're looking at the highlights and the replays coming through as well. In terms of draft, you can see that they had a lot of early game control, neutral objective control as well. As we got later into the game, it felt like the members of Team Zone were also unable to stave off that damage coming out from the carry. But it all just led up to that one moment. Unfortunately, the real world manipulation. Sorry, I'm getting really excited. The real world manipulation was positioned in a really awkward way, so they couldn't fully utilize the damage out from it. It feels bad.
Yeah. Okay, so to confirm, Leon does not need to win with a sweep. There are 2 scenarios wherein if they win this 2-1, there is still a chance depending on the Zeta result against Boostgate. But I believe that was Jinzu the high loss.
Oh.
Maybe that's why he was upset about it because to
went-
me,
He took
he
the-
went in.
Overcommitted, yeah.
Yeah, even though you did point out that there was no more BMI, I think he went in way too deep
Yeah.
trying to chase that claw down.
Yeah, because I think the cover from the side of zone was just spot on in that moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, the positioning or the formation from the side of Leon was quite
Awkward.
awkward.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
just a real world relation, but yeah, their formation was off. And then Team Zone just exploit that fact. And then, yeah, game one, it was very close though, keep in mind. Early game, it was more towards Leon, but mid-game, it was very back and forth.
Yeah, hard to call here who we think a good MVP candidate is. It seems like a trinity between Kay, Kenny, and Zexora. For me personally, I think for that very last one, I'd have to give it a little bit more towards Kenny because he's the one who found Agi.
Yeah, in the back.
That Lunox. But that's just me. Do you guys have like a specific MVP pick here?
I think overall, I gotta go with, well, this is tough. I gotta go with K though. I think,
I think for me, Zasora.
Oh, see?
Wow.
It's so tough. The three of them equally had like a huge highlight. So, okay, real quickly, for you, why is it K?
you know, he had a quite early game, but it's because he was not needed. But when he was needed, he was able to shift that momentum, right? Get the double in that mid, where I feel like that was the turnaround
Yeah.
for zone.
Actually, no, yeah, that makes sense too.
And then, you know, I think the ball went to their court. Yeah,
So K.
for me.
So now he was able to convince you with that.
Yeah.
Who's very passionate about it, right?
Because for me, Zasora stayed very, stable from the start to the end. I mentioned that there were like gaps
Yeah.
in a jungle, but despite the goal differences and so on and so forth, Zasora was still able to catch up in terms of farm. And I think in the later stages, I don't think they would have been able to pick up the Lord that they did without Zasora still being able to catch up with the YSS. But
At this point, can we make a special request? Can we get the three of them to just have a three-way rock, paper, scissors to decide who the MVP is going to be? I feel like at that point, that's the only way we can decide. Like, literally, all of them you can make a very strong case for. That's convincing. I know you're probably also thinking about Zexora because the consistency and the fact it was him who pushed that top
At the
lane
end,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, at the end. So, what about you? Maybe you can comment. Help us
That's
out
true.
here.
You guys.
Who do you think is the MVP for Zone in that game one? We're torn between Kenny, Kay, and Zexora. Do you have a personal MVP? You can't vote yourself unless you're playing.
Yeah. And suddenly they started to spam Bankai.
Yeah.
Just
To mess with us.
add more.
Suddenly it's Bankai.
poor Bankai.
Yeah.
Oh, Bankai. But granted, his heroes were all taken away from him.
That's true. Maybe what we saw from him was just the fact that the glue might not be his favorite. He didn't use the Patrick skin.
That is disappointing. That's the only reason you don't get the MVP, Bankai.
Bankai, I have no issue with you and your laning troubles.
But
But the fact that you didn't use the Patrick skin hurts me. It's our first glue and we don't get the Patrick skin.
The viewers are torn between Kay and Kenny.
Kay and Kenny.
yeah.
All right, votes are in. Who's it gonna be? They fought each other backstage, and at the end, it's Kay who stood out victor. They didn't really fight, but congratulations to Kay. Congratulations to Kay.
Yeah, I mean, 514, you know, he understood when to really pull the trigger. You know, when it was just quiet early game up against the carry is also not favorable. But yeah,
That's
kept
true.
his cool. Composure, you know, 0-0-0, did not die in the early. All good.
Actually, no, you make a really good point because the early laning phase and even towards the later stages of the game, being a Claude against the carry is quite challenging, right? Because as we get to the late, like you can't go for Wind of Nature because of the true damage that the carry has, right?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. Like you need to space really properly in these team fights to be able to maximize your damage.
Okay. I'm glad that was brought up because the one death he had was, of course, that one sequence, and that's one of the biggest team fight losses that Zone has. Every other big team fight that Zone won, Kay stayed alive. It shows just how crucial he was. And if memory serves me correct, I think objectively this is one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest Claude performance we've had for the wild card so far.
I will argue for Speedy.
Oh, Speedy's
I
got-
got you, Speedy.
Okay. I mean, at least we got a Speedy supporter there. I mean,
I'm a fan.
I mean, his performance, I feel like, was the, how do you say this? He started in a way. It's like
Pioneer?
Pioneer, there we go. If you're looking for a Pioneer Claude performance in Wildcard, it's Speedy from Axemen. But then K is the one who takes it to the next level. This is the final play. Yeah, it was way too awkward, that initiation.
Ooh, Blazing Duet wasn't used as well, right? So, yeah.
Lamage.
Unfortunate for Leon.
Yeah, Agi way too much from Kenny. Surprisingly that even though, I don't know, Kenny was able to take someone else, you see the excitement there from Zone. I think they realized how sudden and surprising that sudden wipeout was.
Yeah.
And this puts them in a good spot. They lead 1-0, but there is still a universe wherein if Leon reverse sweeps this and wins 2-1, they just have to wait for the result of the Zeta matches later on, and they have to hope that Zeta win. But let's look at here. First, the items. Seems pretty standard, except, whoa, there's more chastised pauldrons than I thought, actually. It's not just one person holding it.
Double on both sides.
Yeah, double.
Yeah.
XP laner
And
as
roamer.
well as the roamer picked it up. So it really shows how much of a problem they think the attack speed coming in from both the Claude and the carry is. So it's a little bit of a 50-50 there. Agi on the Eve. Now we've seen different varieties of item builds coming in from the Eve, but it seems like Agi went for a little bit more sustain plus utility in the build early on. And I guess it does make sense because at least if they really need damage, they still have water and they also have Lamage, but I think that's something different that I noticed.
Yeah, I think this might be the tendency now for mid laners, wherein if both lineups have very strong fronts, at least a tanky roam and a very tanky EXP, they'll just go for the third item, Divine Glaive, already right away.
Yeah.
Then most likely Glowing Wand at the second after their first item, as it was the Blood Wings for Agi. So you saw the itemization and the back and forth between Kenny and Agi. Even in game, it seems like there was a lot of action in the river early on.
Yeah. And I think Agi and Leon, they know that they can't rely this Eve to deal damage because, you know, it's on a Purify, you will get easily targeted. That's why I think the approach is just, you know, I'm just going to be the utility mid laner.
Yeah.
Hence the 0-2 in the beginning.
0-2, and then you rely damage towards, say, water or even Lamage in the mid lane.
It felt like the Eve was just like garnish, an extra sauce.
Yeah.
What's the name of the most popular sauce here in Indonesia? What do you call it?
Sauce?
Sauce, like...
Is it ketchup?